Ladies and gentlemen, the official proceedings of the National Day receptions will soon commence. During the official proceedings, we kindly ask you to keep your mobile phone to remain silent. Now, we would like to kindly invite Ambassador Todung Mulya Lubis and State Secretary Sigrid Hagrup Metos to come to the stage. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, Gukveld, and Selamat Sore. Welcome to the National Day reception to commemorate the 77th anniversary of the independence of the Republic of Indonesia. We are pleased and honored to welcome the guest of honor for this evening, Her Excellency Sigrid Hagrup Metos, State Secretary of the Ministry of Climate and Environment of the Kingdom of Norway. We also would like to express our appreciation to all of you who are here with us today. Your presence reflects our strong relationship within diplomatic corps, Indonesian diaspora, and between Indonesia and Norway. We will begin our evening with the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia, followed by the national anthem of the Kingdom of Norway. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia Raya and Yavi Askertetelane.
Bangsa dan tanah airku, marilah kita bersatu. Indonesia bersatu. Hiduplah tanahku, hiduplah negeriku, bangsaku, rakyatku semuanya. Bangunlah jiwanya, bangunlah badannya, untuk Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka,
Ladies and gentlemen, to continue our evening, we would like to invite Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Todung Mulya Lubis, to deliver his opening remarks and followed by toast. Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
We have a beautiful weather. This morning we had not so quite a bright weather. There was a bit cloudy. I was hoping we have a bright sunny day actually. But thanks God, you grant us a nice and bright day. At least, it's not raining. Although I have to say that we don't control the weather. This is my disclaimer. Your Excellency, Sigrid Hago Melbus, State Secretary of the Ministry of Climate and Environment of the Kingdom of Norway. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and privilege for me to welcome you all here once again at the Indonesian residence on the occasion of the commemorations of the 77th anniversary of Indonesia Independence Day. 77 years ago, Indonesia forefathers called to end over 300 years of colonization. When Indonesia forefathers proclaimed its independence, they had a vision to create a pluralistic, independent nation called the Republic of Indonesia. The vision of an Indonesia was founded with Pancasila, or the five principles, as the philosophy and ideology of the nation, which implies that every aspect of the nation should be based on the values of humanity, social prosperity, unity, democracy, and social justice. These principles are also promulgated through the 1945 constitutions, which guides and directs the nation towards its purpose, to live side by side with other nations in a world order based on democracy, peace, multilateralism, human rights, and social justice. History has shown that it has not been easy to build these diverse nations. Over the years, the country has gone through various political, economic, legal, and institutional reforms. Indonesia has also gone through some turbulent times, both politically and economically. But we have managed to weather those storms and overcome crises, challenges, and upheavals. Indonesia is now one of the world's greatest plural societies, with population over 270 million, over 300 ethnic groups, and more than 700 local languages and dialects spoken, and various religious societies living harmoniously among one another. Indonesia mottos Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, or unity in diversity, transcends across communities in the country. Indonesia diversity, among others, may be seen through the traditional outfits or dresses of its people throughout the country. Look around you. There are Indonesians wearing traditional outfit from East Nusa Tenggara, from Dayak, Central Java, West Java, Minangkabau, and Batak. I myself wear a traditional outfit from Batak, my hometown. Last year, I was wearing Japanese outfit from Central Java, and also quite similar to Jakarta or Betawi. But now I'm wearing my own outfit. Yeah? I'm very proud of being Batak myself. Batak in my home country is known to be one of the most outspoken citizens. We don't go circle by circle. We just go straight to the point. So ladies and gentlemen, to this day, Indonesia still holds dear to the principles and values enshrined in Pancasila and the 1945 constitutions. We have a foreign policy that adhere to cooperation and friendship. We have championed non-alignment and promoted multilateralism. Indonesia is currently the president of the G20, in which we coined the motto, "Recover together, recover stronger." The COVID-19 pandemic has affected all of us, not excluding Indonesia, of course. We are proud to say that Indonesia has been able to vaccinate over 75% of its population, with 170 million people already fully vaccinated. But Indonesia, as part of the global community, recognizes the importance of collective action and inclusive collaboration among countries to recover from the pandemic. This is why, through vaccine diplomacy, Indonesia plays an active role in the fight for equal access to vaccine for all nations. Indonesia's chairmanship of the COVAX AMC engagement group, which mandate has been extended until the end of 2022, support vaccine multilateralism and international cooperation to overcome this pandemic together. This year, Indonesia has also been appointed as member of the board in the Coalition for the Epidemic Preparedness Innovation, or CEPI, in which we hope to be able to share our experiences and expertise in preparedness and response for the future pandemic. After 2 years of restriction, people are now regaining their freedom again. The freedom to meet face to face, gather, socialize, and travel. But as always, we still need to be careful as the pandemic is still with us. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished audience, during last year's commemorations, I mentioned that it would probably be my last time to host the National Day reception. I was wrong. This time, I don't dare to say that this will be my last reception. I'm pleased to say that I'm now the longest serving Indonesian ambassadors to the Kingdom of Norway and the Republic of Iceland. It has been 4.5 years, almost 5 years, since I arrived in this beautiful country and presented my credential. But I'm glad that I've spent another year here in Norway. A lot has happened, of course, since last year for Indonesia-Norway bilateral relations. The Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreements, or CEPA, between Indonesia and EFTA finally came into force late last year on the 1st of November 2021. With these agreements, we hope that trade and investment will continue to grow between our two countries. But it is up to the business communities to take advantage of these agreements. I saw quite a number of business people here. This is the opportunity to consider coming to Indonesia. You are not only talking actually about 270 million people. It's a big market indeed, but Indonesia is part of ASEAN, and if you are talking about ASEAN as a big market, you are talking about 600 million people. Since the easing of restriction and opening of Norway for foreign travelers, a number of high-level delegations from Indonesia have visited Norway in our effort to strengthen bilateral cooperation between our two countries. This includes the visit of the head of the Indonesian Supreme Court, the Minister of Fisheries and Marine Affairs, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources, the Supervisory Agency of the Central Bank, and a number of socio-cultural delegations. On the other hand, a number of Norwegians have also had the opportunity to visit Indonesia, including the visit of the State Secretary of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Henrik Thun, to Jakarta. During the visit of the Indonesian Minister of Fisheries and Marine Affairs to Norway, the two countries signed an agreement on Ocean for Development Program between the Indonesian Ministry and the Norwegian Agency for Development Cooperation, or NORAD, through which we aim to promote the sustainable being the largest archipelago in the world, and both countries being strong maritime nations. Our ministers also encourage cooperation in the fishery sectors, where Indonesia is building the aquaculture and fish processing industries. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources was also in Norway back in June to hold the 9th Indonesia-Norway bilateral energy dialogue with his Norwegian counterpart. He also met with various Norwegian stakeholders to promote cooperation with Norway within the energy sectors. Indonesia invites all energy players in Norway, especially within the renewable energy sectors, to come to Indonesia to invest and assist Indonesia in its energy transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy, and to achieve its ambitious goals to reduce its carbon emission by 29% by 2030 and to achieve net zero emission by 2060. Earlier this year, as our commitment towards promoting and advancing human rights in both countries, Indonesia and Norway has also held the 16th Dialogue of Human Rights on Human Rights in Oslo. This is one of the longest and most constructive human rights dialogues that Indonesia ever has. In the environmental sectors, I'm also pleased to hear on the ongoing negotiation between the two countries to renew our partnership. Indonesia has been consistent in its policies towards the reduction of deforestation. And this year, Indonesia has launched its forestry and other land use net sink 2030 operational plan as part of its climate efforts aimed at achieving the country NDC's goal. We look forward to forging a stronger partnership with Norway in this sector. No doubt that Norway is an important partner in various sectors. We have a dynamic relationship that has reached 72 years this year, with channels for high-level dialogues such as the Joint Commission for Bilateral Consultations, GCBC, and other sectoral dialogues such as the ones mentioned earlier, human rights dialogue, interfaith dialogues, and energy dialogues. Of course, we may have various pending issues to resolve. But let me conclude by reiterating that we will continue to extend a hand of partnership on equal footing, with one thing in mind: the betterment of bilateral relationship between Indonesia and Norway for the benefit and prosperity of our two nations. At the Indonesian Fora, Indonesia and Norway have continued to work together to promote women and children's rights, peacekeeping, and strengthening rule-based order. We also cannot forget that there have been a lot of business and social engagement between our two countries. People-to-people contact between Indonesian and Norwegians have taken place, and this had formed many strong bonds and partnership between the two countries, people, institution, and business. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on this occasion, on behalf of my governments, I would like to express our deep appreciations to the government of Norway, Parliament, business communities, academicians, and all Norwegian friends who have rendered their continued support and strong contribution in advancing Indonesia-Norway bilateral relations. Once again, and I thank you all for coming, and it is an honor to have you all here to celebrate these auspicious occasions. Now, I would like to invite State Secretary Sigrid Valhus and all of you to please join me in the toast for the health and prosperity in Indonesia and Norway and its people, for the the stronger. So let's have a toast for the health and prosperity of Indonesia and Norway and its people, and for the stronger and constructive relation between Indonesia and Norway, and of course for a better world for all of us. Skål!
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite our guest of honor, Her Excellency Sigrid Hagerup Melhus, State Secretary of the Ministry of Climate and Environment of the Kingdom of Norway, to deliver her remarks and followed by toast. Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on your National Day. I'm so honored to be invited to celebrate the Indonesian National Day, especially with people who are wearing strikingly beautiful national attire. People in both our countries celebrate National Day as a big event and a happy event. That's a good thing to have in common. Norway and Indonesia have enjoyed diplomatic relations for 72 years. Norway was one of the first countries to establish diplomatic relations with Indonesia after your independence. Indonesia is a peaceful, democratic, and multicultural society. This is more important than ever before. Thank you for using your leadership of G20 this year to find solutions to global challenges such as the global health architecture, digital economy transformation, and sustainable energy transition. These resonate well with Norwegian priorities. No one is safe until all is safe. Both of our countries celebrate multilateralism and the importance of working together with others. Safeguarding our environment and reducing climate change emissions is a case in point. Indonesia has shown serious dedication in reducing deforestation and protect your forest as a national treasure. For the last few years, Indonesia has become a world leader in combating tropical deforestation. Norway has been very proud to collaborate with Indonesia. You have put in place a series of progressive regulations and policies to protect your nation's rainforest, and the results are impressive. Over the last 4 years, Indonesia has delivered massive reductions of deforestation and peatland conservation. President Jokowi announced at the Climate Summit in Glasgow last year that Indonesia's deforestation rate is the lowest in 20 years. This is a significant contribution to global climate change mitigation and protection of biodiversity. We likely cannot meet the goals of the Paris Agreement without Indonesia's continued success. It is especially impressive that you managed to do so during the COVID-19 pandemic that has severe impact on many Indonesian communities. Indonesia's success is due to the government's leadership in passing key policies for improved land use. This can be a model for other countries moving forward. My minister, Norway's Climate and Environment Minister Espen Barth Eide, departs for Indonesia on Friday to see the results with his own eyes and meet with Indonesian counterparts. I would also like to underline Indonesia's strong efforts to save our oceans. Both Indonesia and Norway has been members of the high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy. Indonesia has been a very important contributor to the panel's work. With Indonesia's G20 presidency this year and ASEAN presidency next year, we entrust you to continue to promote sustainable ocean development. Minister Barth Eide chaired the meeting of the Ocean Panel during the UN Ocean Conference in Lisbon in June, and Prime Minister Støre is looking forward to chairing the next meeting of the Ocean Panel in New York, 21st of September. We look forward to continuing our common engagement with Indonesia in this panel. Renewable energy is now at the forefront. The 9th iteration of the bilateral energy consultation between Norway and Indonesia was hosted here in Oslo earlier this year. I hope we will see Norwegian renewable energy companies successfully establish projects in Indonesia in the coming years. Dear Mr. Ambassador, dear Indonesian friends and dear friends of Indonesia, we need your continued leadership on the global arena. Hearty congratulations on your Independence Days. Celebrating peace and democracy means more than ever. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia and Norway relationship has continued to flourish for the last 72 years, and it is our hope and wishes that this evening will become another milestone for our strong relationship. Our National Day reception will not be completed without culinary adventures and performances. We have prepared some Indonesian delicacies for you to enjoy and treat you with traditional dances and musical performances. So without further ado, I would like to invite Ambassador Lubis, State Secretary Mehus, and all of you to the culinary area on the other side of this building.